Hey everyone, thank y'all for joining me again. I'm Empress Tori-san. Today I wanted to just talk about holding ourselves accountable for what we allow in our lives, particularly with from other people. I'm really gonna be talking to the women, of course, but it can apply to both men and women. If you are familiar with any of the cosmic energy right now, this video goes hand in hand. Well, it will for some people. You know me, I'm gonna stick to just 1-2 examples to try to get my point across. But we have to kill the illusions and the delusions that we have around people, anyone, even ourselves. You know, don't stop gaslighting yourself if you don't like something. Don't, I just might be too sensitive, or, you know, maybe I like it next time. I mean, that's a possibility. You know, both are. You could just been triggered, you know, or did you really not like it? Like, be honest with yourself. Don't gaslight yourself. If it comes down to you were just triggered, or maybe you do want to give it a try next time, that's perfectly fine. But allow yourself to listen to what you're feeling first, so you can react based on how, no, you can better regulate how you're going to react, but the reaction will be authentic. Don't have the reaction and then gaslight yourself. And the reaction don't have to be towards nobody. I mean, a reaction within you. Don't have a reaction that causes your heart to drop and then you gaslight yourself. You don't even give yourself a chance to see if it was because you was triggered or if it was because you really didn't like it. You just jump to, you don't give yourself a chance to see if it was because you was triggered and you really, or, oh, I guess I did say that right. Or is it because you really don't like it? Triggered and being sensitive. That's what I was trying to say. Or is it because you really don't like it? But you have to get better at that, because if you can't even acknowledge how you feel, like, other people should still acknowledge how you feel, but how you treat yourself is how you basically show others how to treat you as well. And you want to make sure you're getting the most respect, and that is different for everybody. You know, that's different for everybody. The next point I wanted to make: take accountability for yourself by asking the questions you need to ask, especially if you're uncomfortable, you know, and don't answer it for them. Don't answer it for them. Let them answer it. Leave it open-ended. Don't give them an idea at the end how to answer it. Let them answer it fully on their own. Unless you're dealing with somebody who truly need prompting, don't be prompting them. For real. Example. If you don't support the zoo, you don't want, let's say you're dating, you don't want your significant other supporting the zoo either. That would be a deal breaker for you. You know, maybe it took you a while to come to those terms. Maybe you felt guilty about that before, but now you're fully confident you're not dating or marrying anyone that supports the zoo, unless it's to help really to rehabilitate the animals and then keep them thriving while they're there. So that's your reasoning, right? And let's say you meet somebody 7 months down the line. Let's say you made this known on the second date, right? And let's say they really don't care for the zoo, so they say it's not going to be an issue. They don't go to the zoo anyways, so it's not going to be an issue for them. And then 7 months down the line, you find out he suggested a zoo party for his child's birthday. Like, it was his suggestion, whatever, or her suggestion, whatever. So, because I'm not going to say, you know, don't go to your child if, you know, she should be upset he went to his child's birthday party that was at the zoo. But let's say he actually planned for the zoo. He suggested the zoo. He wanted it to be at the zoo more than anybody, more than the kid wanted it at the zoo. And let's say you knew the birthday party was coming up, whatever. Relationships are different, so many different reasons. The woman or man might not be at the child birthday party yet. But let's say, I know people love to add to the scenario. But let's say you found the wristband for the zoo. And you see it and you go, when did he support the zoo? Or when did she support the zoo? But instead of you asking, you create your own answer. So you can have cognitive dissonance to support not standing on your word. And the answer you might give yourself is, oh, maybe this is a memory. This is a zoo band from a long time ago. Or maybe his child did go and this is just, again, a memory. Something, what is it called? A heirloom. Whatever. You create your own answer. So you never ask about it. So now, most of the time when you do that, your body will let you know when you on some bull crap. And it's like, it'll make you keep thinking about it, or you'll keep feeling it just in general, that you need to ask about that. Because you know that little story you told yourself really just don't sit right. You just, cognitive dissonance, you just creating something to make you feel better about the choice that you're making. And you never ask. So now you can either start building resentment for you or him, because it's just going to keep bothering you for the most part, even if it becomes small. And that, my lady friends, is how you can develop fibroids off top, number one. Because you're not listening to yourself. You just lied to yourself. And many other reasons, but that goes with this message right now. And you're trying to protect yourself by not asking, because you know, damn, if they're that heavy into the zoo or support the zoo more than they said they did, you're going to think, you know, they're a liar. And if it's really a deal breaker for you, if the story don't make sense for you, considering they suggested the zoo and wanted to be at the zoo more than anybody else, that's going to be a deal breaker for you if you really are being authentic and following you and what you lay down for you. So you don't want to ask. You rather believe the story that you created in your head and live in delusions. And it's like, you can't do that. You owe it to yourself to be honest with yourself and to allow people to be honest with you. You can't create the stories for them and then be upset when 2 years later you found out they was the one who really wanted to be at the zoo more than anybody else. Now you feel like all of these feelings is coming up again that was suppressed because you knew what it was the first time around, or, you know, had an idea, but you wanted to create a story instead of go finding the truth. So that's what I mean about holding yourself accountable for what you allow people to do to you. When you see something, and if it bothered you, or even if it didn't bother you, if you notice it enough for it to cause you to feel any little way, even if it's just a little flicker in your chest, if you reflect on it and it's just not making sense without them speaking on it as well, speak on it so they can speak on it as well. Or otherwise, again, you're going to create a story to fill in the blanks. You can't be doing that, regardless of the situation. You just can't.